It's Brad's Laboratory.
So this will go up here. I got to cut a hole for it and snap it in there, and then I got to figure out how to run the wire. I took the microwave out temporarily so I can figure that out. Getting down this wall between the refrigerator and without tearing everything up could be a little bit fun, but I think I can figure it out. Running the wires in the electrical area up to where I needed them above the refrigerator proved to be quite difficult. There's a channel behind the refrigerator that provides a pathway. However, there's a heating element in there that's fired with propane that I didn't want to have the wires catch on fire. So what I wound up doing was drilling a hole into the electrical area and then running a piece of conduit up to the area behind the microwave. After cutting the hole for the display, I finished running the wire. I drilled a hole from the back side of the display area into the microwave area, and then could follow the conduit down to below the refrigerator. The wiring of the unit proved to be fairly easy. The DC grounds of my camper were all tied to a block screwed to the floor behind the power converter, so it was fairly simple to add the shunt in line with that block. I powered the display off a spare fuse holder in the power converter. This unit measures voltage drop across a shunt and figures out current and power from that using Ohm's law. I only needed the 4-conductor wire to the display and a nice short fat piece of wire between the shunt and the power converter. So here we are with the electrical box out. I've disconnected the AC power outside the camper, and I've disconnected the batteries on the camper. So this is dead at this point. Here's my wire that took me 4 hours to run. Got that done. And then here is the ground bus. And this was actually screwed down with a little plastic spacer there to the floor to kind of keep it from wiggling around. What we're going to do is we're going to disconnect this white wire going to this ground bus here. This ground bus wire here, hopefully you can see that. I'm going to disconnect this, hook it to the shunt, and then we'll hook this shunt wire back to here. But I can see I got a problem already because my shunt wire is not going to go into there because I got too fat a wire. Switch that around. I think I'm going to switch that around so this black wire will go to the fuse box, and then this white wire that's existing I'll take out of the fuse box and route into the other side of the shunt. So in the box here you'll see we have a red wire here. It's coming from the batteries. So this is my battery terminal here, marked positive plus. And then I have another red wire that's coming from the power supply here that goes up to here, and it's marked plus VCC. So I have a feeling at somewhere there's a diode or something that's keeping those from backfeeding. Well, actually you want
actually the power supply will actually charge the, so maybe there isn't a diode, maybe those are basically the same, but they may have them fused separately. But this white wire here, which is the ground wire, is the one we're going to take loose, and it is the one. So yeah, I need a new wire here. Okay. Alright, and there I got my battery wire and my wire from my breaker box that's coming from the power supply, also wired into one side of the shunt. And then this other wire will go to the main lug on the There we got source side, we got load side. The load side is going to feed out to the main ground block. Okay, we're looking pretty good so far. Now we got the wire I ran, which is of course a little short. It's got to be split, and it's got to go a couple places. So we're going to strip it back pretty far, and I may get some heat shrink or something. So 3 of the wires got to go here. The 4th wire's got to go to positive over here on the fuse box to get powered. And the question becomes, do I power this thing off of, where do I power this thing off of? And I don't know that it matters. Actually, I may actually power it off one of these 3 fuses here. I may actually add a fuse and power it off there, and that might be the best way to power it. Let's see here. I want to try and strip this back pretty far. And pull the red wire out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this sheath back on these other wires so they stay together. And I'll go get a little piece of heat shrink in my heat gun and take care of that. And then that'll let the red wire go over here, and the black wires, the rest of the wires go into the shunt. Now then, this wire has a shield, and I've been debating on whether to hook that up or not, and I think I will. I think I've decided I'm going to hook it up. I'm just going to tie it on this side to the black wire, which will be my main ground. And then I got a blue and a white, and I'm going to go get some lugs and put on these guys. I think 2 go one way and 1 goes the other way. I have to look at the directions. Let me go get some lugs and my crimpers. Alright, so what these crappy directions kind of say is that the load side, the side that's going to my ground bus bar inside here, is going to get the sense wire. And I'm going to make that the blue, I think. And so that means the black and the white and the shield are going to get terminated to the battery side of the shunt. I got my wires, my sense wires and my ground wires going here. This is my source, so the battery and the power converter. This is my output to my bus bar. God, those dogs next door drive me nuts. And this is my red wire that's going to power the meter, and I'm going to hook it to here. Go all installed and running. Turn some lights on, you can see the power really jumps up. So this lamp draws about almost 2 amps of power, or over 2 amps of power. So it's pretty incredible. I think I can get that down quite a bit by changing the bulbs out to LEDs.
It's Brad's laboratory. It's kinda crazy and a little bit weird, but it's gonna be awesome sauce, 'cause it's Brad's laboratory. It's Brad's laboratory. So grab a spot, you'll learn a lot, maybe even how to build a robot, 'cause it's Brad's laboratory.